Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. It's finally time. I have in front of me the UNSC Falcon Sweep. I think this has probably been the most anticipated set that I can remember. Like, as long as I've been in the Mega Construx world, no other set has come nearly as close to the amount of hype and anticipation for this set. Because, I mean, why wouldn't it be? Like, this is pretty much a dream come true for, I would say, most of us Mega Construx Halo fans. Because Noble Team, to get a full Noble Team, Halo Heroes, with all the nice detail, that's going to cost you a lot of money. And it's been a while since we've gotten a Falcon as well. And the older Falcons don't fit the newer figures as good as maybe they could. At least that's what I've heard. So, yeah, this is really, really exciting. So let's go ahead, take a look at the box. So it's pretty large. It's a beefy box, and it's got the Halo Universe branding, which is really, really nice. Like, this box design is beautiful. Like, we've got the sunrise in the background. We've got some of the, I guess that's a sword base up here. Some other like planet with rings or something, and then just more of the kind of highlands of Reach. I'm a little sad that this is going to be one of the few sets to actually use this kind of setup here. The Arbiter's Quest is another that has the same universe setup, but the box art is going to be changing very, very soon to a more simple design, which I personally think it looks pretty good, but I'm just sad that they made this fantastic design and they won't use it very long. We've got 748 pieces, and then over here we get to see every member of Noble Team all lined up. They're labeled. On the top, we get to see Carter and Kat. Ooh. Very nice. It's a little dark. It's outside of my studio lights. And then around the back, we get to see an even better look at all of our figures. They look really nice. They've all got printed weapons, I believe. And then Falcon is landed. We get like some sandbags on a base plate, which is fantastic. I was not expecting that when this set was first leaked. And we have a printed crate. And then down here we get to see Arbiter's Quest and then the Fiesta helmet, which as of the time of the recording of this video is just now showing up in stores in Mexico. So hopefully it'll come to the US pretty soon. But yeah, that is a really, really nice looking box. I can even ignore the fact that it's CG just because of how well it's put together. Of course, though, the box is not what we're here for. So we are going to crack this thing open. Oh, wow. I didn't see that before. That's really cool. I might try to recreate that, like with the actual figures. Alrighty, so we've got a big knife, and we are just going to cut the tape here. Where else is tape? Here. Is that it? It is. Okay. Let me close that. I don't want it stabbing me when I least expect it. And then, of course, we can open it like a treasure chest. And we've got a lot of stuff in here. So set that aside. Whoa, these are beefy instructions. Kind of weird that the tail is cut off. Oh, there we get a better look at the Fiesta helmet and Arbiter's Quest, which I have reviewed. And then the inside is just fairly standard instructions. So let's see, what do we got in terms of parts? So there's bag 2. That's bag 7. How many are there? 9. Is there 10? Oh, there's all the figures. Okay, it looks like you get a total of 9 bags in here. There's the Falcon's cockpit. Very cool. Okay, let me go ahead and build this, and we will take a closer look. Also, this is my first time having a Falcon, so this is extra exciting for me because this is a really, really cool vehicle. And I have never owned one in Mega Construx form before. And there it is. And I have one thing to say, and only one thing. Mega, you absolute psychos, you really, really did it. I mean, I have more to say than that, but oh my goodness. This, guys, I looked for where they cut the corners because I was like, we got all the members of Noble Team. We got a new Falcon and some extra builds. So they had to have cut corners somewhere. I looked, and there was no cut corners anywhere. I'm serious. The figures are above and beyond anything I would have imagined. The Falcon is something else. I've built a fair amount of UNSC vehicles, but this is something else. And then on top of that, I didn't see in the instructions, but we got a whole page of art for Noble Team. And also, I missed on the inside flap of the box here. Hold on, let me move this so that you can actually see. Look, we get the classic Reach artwork here. And then if you flip it around to the other side, we get some action shots of the Falcon. So, hold on, let me bring the Falcon back in. Yeah, I am kind of in shock right now because, I was expecting that Mega did a good job with the set, but I really did think they were going to cut corners somewhere. And literally the only place maybe you could say they cut corners is, I don't know, honestly, some of the pieces felt a little bit more difficult to put together, more like older style Mega, so maybe you could say they skimped on the plastic quality a bit, but I feel like that's a stretch. We don't know that for sure. I mean, the amount of printed stuff on here, I'm just going to keep on rambling about the set overall if I don't stop myself. So let's go ahead, jump in, and look at the figures, and we will start with June. Oh, yeah, before we move on to the figures, Mega did their classic give you extra pieces for every bag, and there's a lot of extra pieces, some of which are very useful. So that's a big plus, but I'm a little confused again. It makes me think that I missed steps, but I didn't, and Mega just gave us a bunch of extra pieces. And no, there is no alternate build for this set, so that's not why there's extras. So before this, we've gotten two versions of June. We got one in the second version of the Elephant that had Carter and June, and then we got the Halo Heroes June. But now we have this guy, and I gotta say, when I saw the box art initially, I was pretty disappointed because it looked like he had a lot less detail overall than the Heroes figure, and gosh dang was I wrong. So first of all, we have a new sniper rifle for him. Lots of gray print on there. It's kind of hard to see. It's very subtle, but there's gray all down the barrel. The mag is gray, the scope is gray. There's just little gray details all over the place, and it looks fantastic. And then June himself, so I thought they didn't print his camo netting. They did print the camo netting. They actually printed the camo netting and the straps of his little survival pack and the pack itself, but they printed it in varying shades of green. So the chest plate is one color, then the camo netting is a lighter green, and then the straps and the pack are a darker green. So there is not a ton of contrast there, but it is print. So I was really happy to see that. I don't know entirely which one is more accurate because the Heroes version has a brown camo net and this guy has green. I haven't looked at the armor in that much in detail to know, but that's really cool. So that right away was a huge plus. And then of course we got the printed detail here, and then we have the blue with his sheathed knife, and then on this side we have some more ammo for his sniper rifle, which is super crisp, looks really nice. And then he's even got a little bit of gold print on his arm here. So that's also really cool. I was not expecting that. And then his groin armor is printed on the front and on the back. So that's really nice. And then his helmet, which I think it doesn't have the vent print. So I'm pretty sure the Heroes version had vent print on either side here. This does not have print, but the gray here is printed. The visor itself is very nice. Looks really sharp. And then there's gray on the back as well. If I had to complain about something, I would say that the like rubber stuff they use for the head looks a little soft. Just by looking at it, like it's not actually physically soft that much, but it just looks a little. It looks a little less defined when compared to the rest of his armor. But I feel like that's really nitpicking. I am impressed. This guy, like I said, I really was not looking forward to getting this figure because I thought they had skimped out on the detail, but they certainly did not. Oh, he also comes with a stand. All of the members of Noble will have a stand like that. Okay, I'm just going to cut to the chase and go right to my favorite figure in this entire set, George. So the Halo Heroes George was my first Halo Heroes figure, so I kind of have a soft spot for George to begin with. And again, this was a figure that on the box and on the instructions, he doesn't look that great. He looks too bright green. It looks like the yellow was like plastic yellow. I don't know. It just didn't look good. But I got him out, and he was the first guy I built, and my jaw dropped. He looks fantastic. So his chest plate is the thing I was most worried about. And they did it in green, and then they just printed this matte yellow on top, and it looks fantastic. He has a matching patch of print on his chain gun. Goes around to both sides. Very, very good. So that was great to see. Then we've got, of course, the red bit up here. The shoulder is done pretty well. This piece, they always seem to have trouble printing it on the very edges, so it gets a little hazy there. But my Heroes George has that, and so I'm kind of used to it. Print on this side looks very sharp, actually. And then his forearms get some print as well in silver. But the part that blew me away, his legs have print on the side. Look, gray here and then gray on the thigh. I was not expecting that. That is a first, possibly ever for like this leg piece getting a print. I don't know if we've ever had the lower leg printed before, but it is indeed printed, and it is printed on both sides. They just went so far. And then the head is the only part that I'm a little iffy about. So not because of quality. There's plenty of print. The gray looks great. The visor looks very nice and sharp. I'm just confused as to why the whole front of his face is gray. Because I was pretty sure that it was green, usually. Like, it looks good. I just don't know how accurate it is. I'll have to look at George again, like the actual in-game armor, to see if it's accurate. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the armor that much in detail. Or I should say, I haven't looked at the real armor that much in detail. I've looked at the Mega Construx figure plenty. There's no print on the backpack, but, you know, after all the rest of the print here, I think that can be excused. Like, wow. I'm really looking forward to comparing this guy to the Heroes figure because, dang, I am thoroughly impressed. So here is Kat, and so here's like the big disappointment of the set. She still has the same old robotic arm. There is no new movable one. Everybody wants a new movable one, but Mega has yet to make it, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But other than that, she's done really well. I'm a bit confused as to why she has gray detail on the chest plate, because in-game, I'm pretty sure, especially these side bits, are like a dark gray or black. It looks good, but I just don't understand why they chose that. And on the packaging, it looks silver and is definitely not silver, which I'm really happy about because silver would have been even more wrong. But yeah, still a little bit odd. We've got the white print on the chest. We have white stripe on her thigh armor. A little bit of white here on the lower leg. That print could have been a little better, but it's so small, you know, you can kind of ignore it. And then she's got like little red markings up on the thigh as well. Groin armor is printed front and back. She's got some detailing on her back as well. This little red like warning symbol looking thing. So that's really nice. Usually Spartans don't get a lot of detail around the back. She has a magnum. It's got a little white stripe on the top of it. Very nice. And then her head is done pretty well overall. The little middle section where the gray is supposed to like cut down into the visor, this one, like my particular one, has it a little messy, so it's slightly lopsided. It's so hard to see because it kind of just looks like shadow, which is great. I'll take that. It's not a huge deal. She's got some light gray print on the front of that little whatever that is. Somebody can tell me in the comments what attachment that is. And then we have the white print on the top of the head. That's fantastic. And then we get a bunch of gray around the sides and under like the joint part of the helmet. So really, really cool. I'm also looking forward to comparing this figure to the Heroes version. I will be doing a video where we're going to go through and we're going to compare both teams side by side. I don't have the full set versions, but we're going to like be mainly focusing on the Heroes figures. And then, of course, there's the 20th anniversary Emil and the 20th anniversary Carter that we'll need to take a look at as well. And speaking of Emil, here he is. So he is fully kitted out. He's got his kukri knife, which is a little different. Usually they print the handle gold, but this time it's just all gray except for the edge of the blade, which looks really good, makes it look sharp. Then he's got a shotgun, lots of dark gray print all over that. There still is no way to sheath his knife, but if you're looking for a good alternative, LS3D has a sheath that you can buy and glue on. So this guy looks very, very similar to the Heroes figure overall. Like he looks pretty close. The shells here are more of a warm gold, not so much a shiny gold, which I honestly prefer. And then his shoulder piece looks like a darker red to me than the previous one, which also looks really good. He's got more red going down. There's a ton of detail on here, like little bullet holes, screws, scratches, all kinds of stuff. And then there's a red stripe on his thigh. That is kind of messy if you look real close. And I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not, because it looks hand-painted like something Emil would have painted on. So I don't know if Mega decided to do that on purpose or if it just was a happy accident. Either way, it worked out. Then we have the print on this side, very well lined up. Looks good. He doesn't really have print around the back, but it's Emil. He is low detail overall. And then his helmet is done pretty well. The skull is pretty well centered. I think that's good. He doesn't have a ton of print on the helmet, just the skull. And the skull doesn't have as many like scratch marks and stuff as the Heroes one does, but it is overall better looking than the one that came in the 20th pack. But we'll see that more in the other video. But yeah, really cool figure. Really glad to get another version of Emil. And he looks really fantastic. Mega did a great job. And here is Carter. So Carter has been one of those figures that everybody wants one, and the Heroes version, which is the kind of definitive one that everybody wanted, was super expensive. And then the 20th pack came out and did a really good Carter there. And I believe in my video I said that version was the one you should go for. Mega has outdone themselves. This guy is, I can just tell you straight up, he's better than the Heroes version, far and away. So he's got a DMR. It's in black with some dark gray print. Looks fantastic. And then the figure himself is really, really good. So first of all, you can notice right away, we have some more markings here, this red and white. And then he's got a bunch of the pouch print, which is normal. The Heroes version has that. But this extra bit here is what really made it stand out to me. And then the head is done absolutely perfectly. The visor is sharp and clean. The gray print is kind of matte, which makes it look more like metal. We've got the red print here. Whoops, stand up. Around the back, we don't have like the red print that like what Cat got, but you can see the white stripe on the thigh here, the print on his big shoulder pad, and then you can see he has the white stripe down here, and it wraps all the way around the leg, and it looks so nice. I am, again, thoroughly impressed by this figure. I expected Carter would be good, but I also expected he would be fairly comparable to, say, the 20th version. But no, this guy is, I can say without a doubt, the new definitive version of Carter. But we'll see why when I take a closer look at the teams together. But for now, I think it's safe to say this is the Carter you need in your collection. And last but not least, we have the Lone Wolf himself, Noble 6. So this dude looks very similar to the 10th Anniversary Series one, but with some notable exceptions. So first, he has the old style Reach AR, which I was not expecting. I expected him to use the new Infinite version, but no, they brought back the big one. They put a white stripe on it, and it looks pretty good. I personally like the newer, smaller one, but I do very much like how this weapon turned out. So it's nice that Mega is using the older molds still. The one downside about Noble 6, he's not using the default shoulder pads because for some reason Mega has decided that these ones are the ones that Noble 6 should have. So that's what he has. I don't think it looks bad. I just think the default ones would have been more appropriate. But he's got his knife printed. He's got some blue lights here, some print in the little details here. His head is really good because he has a visor outline. This is very new. We've never gotten a Noble 6 with a visor outline. Looks fantastic. Let me pop his head off. We've got some more print around the back. Looks very good. And then traveling down to the legs, you can see he's got the blue lights here, but he also has the same kind of thigh print like what George got. That's really, really good. I like that a lot. And again, it was something I was not expecting to see. Mega doesn't really do print on the legs like that, but they decided to do something new. And then on top of that, he has the little red warning symbol on the back of his armor. Wow. I feel like this has mostly been positive gushing because I am legitimately probably going to stay in shock about this set for the entire review. Because, okay, I was looking forward to this set a lot, but I had already gotten full Heroes Noble Team, so it wasn't like that exciting to get the Noble Team figures again. Now that I have them, I could care less about the Heroes. Well, you know what I mean. The Heroes are still great figures, but these guys, Mega has gone above and beyond. Like, I was expecting set quality figures. These are not set quality figures. These are not even Heroes quality figures. This is something I would expect to see on some sort of a Comic-Con exclusive. Like the Master Chief Collection, I would not have been surprised to see all of these figures together as like a Noble Team exclusive pack and then see this much detail. But no, it's a normal retail release set and Mega put this much work. But as I built the figures and I saw how much work had gone into the figures, I started to worry about the Falcon. So let's go ahead and take a look at the builds and see if it holds up to how good these figures are. So the first of our builds is this little like readout thing. It's just some cover basically. Cover, a base plate, which is great to get a base plate. And then there's a fusion coil, UNSC style, and you get a stack of sandbags for you to, put some figures behind. And then there's also this crate that says UNSC HDP 62. Don't know what that means. I'm pretty sure it's a reference to something, possibly the designer. I don't know. But we have a UNSC logo. Flip it around to the back. There's nothing. Then inside there's just, some grenades. But I'm pretty sure this is meant to be a carrier for the weapons while you have Noble Team all loaded up into the Falcon. And then this, as simple as it is fantastic to get. I was not expecting to get a little piece of terrain, but anytime I get sandbags in a set, I am happy. So, big thumbs up here. That is great. I'm very happy with that. And here is the namesake of the set, the Falcon that's doing the sweeping. So, like I said, I have not built a Falcon before. I was not collecting Mega during the time when the Falcons were released. And since the last one, however many years ago, Mega hadn't made another one. So I never got a Falcon. And I have paid some attention to it as a vehicle, like in Reach and whatnot, but just not that much. But after building this, I'm thinking this might be one of my favorite vehicles, not only like in Mega Construx, but also in Halo in general. The concept of it is so cool. It's basically a jet, but a helicopter but it's also a troop carrier. Like that whole idea is really neat. So there's a lot going on here, and I'm probably going to miss some details. And there's also a hot dog. I'm not going to be able to get it out, but behind that seat in there is a black hot dog. I didn't know that Mega had a hot dog piece, and I don't know why they decided to include it here as like detail work. But yeah, there's a hot dog in there. It confused me for a while. So if you get this set, keep an eye out for the hot dog. And then we've got a lot of prints. So we've got prints here for the, I don't know if those are supposed to be lights. I don't think they're lights. The lights are these studs. So I guess it's just warning symbols. Around the side, we have UNSC. We got a print here for the arrow to show which way is forward, because obviously you can easily forget and fly your Falcon backwards. And then there's a 23 here. Same details are repeated on this side. And then as we turn up on top, there are some more arrows, because again, you have to be reminded which direction the Falcon flies. And then over here we have 23. It's a little hard to see, but 23 and a picture of a Falcon. The detail is mirrored on both sides. And then on the turbines here, which my light isn't getting to it properly, but it says danger jet wash, or it actually looks like jet danger wash, but you get the idea. So that's really cool. A lot of print. And then the build itself, so there was nothing in the build that was super groundbreaking in terms of building techniques. It was just a really solid build. It really was a fun build. It wasn't too tedious. Watching this thing come together was super cool. And I just also realized I forgot the light here. There we go. And there's like the shaping of everything. So the shaping of the tail is fantastic. The way that they just built up the back, the way that the cargo bay looks, it's just really, really good. I'm very impressed. And it's very swooshable too. Like you can just grab this thing and fly it around, and you don't have to worry about it breaking. Like you can grab it pretty much anywhere. The only place I would not recommend you grab it is by here. You will break those off. But yeah, you can grab it pretty much anywhere, fly this thing around. You're not going to have any problems. So let me get in a little closer, because I really want you guys to be able to see how the interior looks and how the cockpit looks. So there's no easy way to like remove the roof to get in here, but you can just pop the wing off like that, and then you have a lot easier access. So the interior has seats for all of Noble Team. You can see there's two here, a little bit of detail in the middle. Then there's a seat on either side for the gunner station, which we'll look at that in a second. And then there's a seat in the middle. So there's plenty of space for Noble Team to get in there. I'm not so sure how it is to like load the figures up in here while you have it all built, because they tell you to put the figures in before you're done building it. But I didn't do that because I wanted to look at Noble Team. So let's try and put at least Noble 6 here. So if we pop the seat out, and each seat comes with a peg, pop that back in there, like so, kind of bend his knees down, swing the gun around so he can hold it. Come on now. Okay, so there we go. That was not too hard, and he looks really good sitting there. Very nice. And you can angle the gun all around. Obviously, if you want him to hold both handles, you'll be limited by the poses, but if you just want him to do it one-handed, then you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. And let's grab Kat, because Kat should not be in the driver's seat at all. So she's going to sit in the back. How hard is this going to be? Come on now. Okay, that wasn't terrible. It was a little difficult, but it's not terrible. I think some fiddling around is going to be needed if I wanted to fit somebody in the seat on the other side as well. But just for, quick posing, that was not hard at all. So let's go ahead and pop the wing back on. Come on. There we go. And then move to the cockpit. So the cockpit was the part that I had the most trouble with. I could not get the clips to fit. I had to take it apart, put it on one by one. But it keeps the cockpit closed, and you can just like pop it open like that. So it kind of ratchets open. Inside, you've got one seat. There's some control handles, and then you can see a printed console in there. Get out of the way. Printed console looks really, really good. So let's go ahead and we'll put Carter in there, even though Carter also kind of has a track record of crashing things. He didn't crash it as many times as Cat did, so we'll let him drive. So there is a peg you can put in there, but to be honest, I don't think a peg is needed here because the space is so small, and then he's got these handles to hold on to. So like that. There we go. And then can we close it up? Hold on, he's misaligned or something. It's catching on his shoulder. I'm confused now. This should fit. So what if I don't have him hold the handles, right? What if I just kind of... How do we get him to fit properly? Because they show him fitting... Oh, there we go. I didn't have him sitting all the way down. There we go. So now he's just kind of chilling in the cockpit. And you can see the UNSC print better here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then we also have a nose gun. It's just like a bar piece. And then there's this, which I have not seen this particular piece before. Maybe it's from Call of Duty or something. But interesting choice. And it swivels all around. You can move it up and down so you can like do some strafing runs. Underneath, I'm taking it out of the view. Underneath, you have a skid here that can move forward and back, and then a light, so spotlight. Oh, I also forgot to mention that these guns here, this is Call of Duty. That was originally Call of Duty, I believe. There's kind of just the view down low around the back, and then it sits on the skids here. Here, let me show you how this works. Up and down. You can up and down there, and then you can kind of up and down here as well, and then it just swivels all the way around, so you can just move it wherever you want to, and you can just fold it out of the way if you don't want it like that either. And there's the jet danger wash. Is there any other prints that oh yeah, can we look at the print here? There you go. Now you can see it, the Falcon and the 23. Very, very cool. Also, another thing that I was surprised about, the vents up here, these are printed. So it's in that like really cool marbled green that Mega used for the whole thing, but then they printed black on top of it. They easily could have just done black for the whole thing and left it at that, but no. Again, they didn't cut corners here. They went ahead and did the print, and it looks really, really good. So I think this dark green that they used is the kind of older UNSC green that Mega used to use all the time. I could be wrong on that because I don't have a lot of vehicles in that color. But it's a really, really nice color. I hope Mega uses it more often. So we've got the swiveling blades. You can move all over the place. They do spin. And then if you wanted to, you can kind of angle the blades as well. So if you wanted to do something like that. Don't think that's accurate, but it is an option. So both of them swivel. You saw the cockpit open. The gun moves. The guns on the side move. There's no real like play features, if you want to say play features, other than those few moving things. But I think that's fine because this is a vehicle. It's meant to be flown around. It doesn't need any gimmicky play features. So I think that was a great choice. Now, there's a lot of vehicles I want to compare this to. I want to put it next to a Pelican. I kind of want to put it next to one of my Destiny jump ships, maybe a Lego X-Wing. So I'm considering doing a video entirely just size comparisons with the Falcon. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments because I'm still undecided on it. But what I will do is I will grab the Warthog Rally Hog and drop that in so you can see. There we go. You can see side by side. I think it looks pretty good. The hog looks a little high. If it were maybe squished down, looks a little more correct. Also, as I was getting the hog, I realized the Arbiter's Quest Banshee probably will be a great pairing with this. So, again, if you guys want to see me put the Falcon alongside a bunch of different vehicles, let me know, because I'm definitely considering that. So, yeah, really nice sizing here. I think that works out pretty well. Well, there you have it. That is the UNSC Falcon Sweep. Now, I feel like I probably missed a bunch of details about the Falcon. Basically, at the bottom line for this entire set is this is the ultimate love letter to Reach fans. Like, Mega has listened to us fans so well with this set. This is not something I could ever see Lego doing. Not that I'm trying to be mean to Lego here, because I like Lego a lot. I still collect Lego. But even when Lego does fan service, so like the 501st Battle Pack, that they still cut corners. They still made the AT-RT big and clunky. They still made the Bark Speeder the wrong scale. Mega heard what we wanted. We've been asking for a way to get Noble Team for a long time now, and they did that. And the fans have also been wanting a Falcon. I've heard a lot of people asking for a new Falcon. I wasn't one of those people just because I didn't have the previous Falcon, so I didn't know how great the Falcons were. And Mega did both in one set, and they said, well, you guys have asked for this, but we are going to do this. And they took everything to the max. I don't see how they could have really done better with this set. Only thing I could say for the figures, a wash would have been great. But again, that feels like asking for too much, because like you can never be happy, right? Like if you choose to find the things to nitpick about. But look at this set. Mega did what we asked, and they did it in the best way possible. Yes, there's no Covenant figures in the set. Yes, there's no Reach Army Troopers, but it's all 6 members of Noble Team in one set. You know how easily they could have done 6 separate sets, or even 4 or 5, and put a couple here and a couple there, and we would have had to buy all of them and collect them all? No. Mega decided they were going to give them all to us in one set, and do their prints and all of that more, like, it's more than a Halo Heroes figure. It really, really is. It's above and beyond Halo Heroes level. And then the Falcon itself, really, really well designed. There's only a couple spots, so like these little light pieces can fall off easily because they're only attached by one stud. And then there's no super easy way to get the figures in once it's all built, other than remove the wings. But even that's not bad. So I don't know. It's hard to say anything bad about this set. Heck, they even gave us extra little piece of terrain in a container. They could have just done that and we would have been happy. But they went above and beyond, and they made this set. This is, I feel like, is going to go down as a classic set. It's literally the peak of a company listening to its fans. And I can't stress that enough. So for all of the people that have complained and waited, and when the 20th pack was revealed and it wasn't, when we got that picture of Emil and Carter and people were like, a Falcon, and then there was a bunch of complaining because it wasn't that. Well, it was that. It just was coming later. So I think that this is really something special. Mega has done a really, really good job. Now, it is technically released. Deep Discount had it for pre-order. I believe it's back-ordered as of the time of the recording of this video. Entertainment Earth, I think Entertainment Earth still has some pre-orders. Toy Wiz is selling it. I wouldn't recommend you buy from them because they are charging a lot. Amazon has a pre-order that goes up and down. And we haven't seen it really in stores yet. So I'm really, really, really hoping that everybody is able to get their hands on this. Because there would be nothing worse than for Mega to go out of their way to make such an amazing set and then have none of the fans be able to buy it. That would be the real problem. So I'm asking Mega, please, 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 make sure this gets into people's hands, because otherwise that will be an absolute disaster to make something like this and then just most of the fans watch the few people who are able to get it. So I'm really hoping we're going to see this all over the place once the shipments get in full swing, that we'll be able to go into Targets, see it on the shelf, go into Walmart, see it on the shelf, go into Mayors, see it on the shelf, and I don't know, however many other stores is possible to get a set this size in. So the retail price for this is like, it's between like 75 and 85, depending on where you buy it. If you buy it from Toy Wiz, it's going to be like 100 or something. I paid 78 for it total. I bought mine on Amazon, so it was like the 75 and then the tax and all that. 78. That feels perfect. It's a 700-piece set, 6 figures, extra little builds. I can find no reason to complain about the price. I think that's spot on. Even 80 feels pretty decent. Like, I'm just thinking, if this were a Lego set, right? If this were like 6 minifigures and a build this size, this would probably be a $150 set. Like, I'm not even joking. This would be a $150 set. So 78, even 80, 85, feels like a great price. Any more than that, please don't pay that. And I'm saying that because the more we buy from the higher price sellers, the more they will go and buy out the stock that we wanted to get in the first place. So please, please wait for it to come to actual retail, okay? That's kind of the bottom line here. Also, as I'm sitting here, I've realized I forgot another piece. I built this really fast. I built it in like 45 minutes, just right here in my studio. So a few pieces got left off. But yeah, I am thoroughly impressed. I think I have a new favorite Mega Construx set now. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.